You know what I'm saying? I
Brother
did go like,
Shaka,
oh, yeah.
let me say this before I go. You are
Yeah.
one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. Why? Because he has been listening for a long time. And when you say something, he's going to say, wait, but you said this on this day. Here's the video.
And he's going to have the
He is one of the
documentation.
most dangerous brothers in our community. And so I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that Soneta's audience now knows about you. He was talking to me about Shaka. I thought he was talking about Shaka almost for a second. Because Soneta love him some Shaka Ma'at forever. So I'm just honored that now we have a more global. I know Rob Moore was kind of making a joke, but he was also making a comment. The reality is that this internet is going to allow Africans all over the world to connect on our interest, and that is powerful. That is powerful.
Yes.
I'm honored to be on. I promise I will communicate with you. I'm watching your shows ardently, Shaka. So whenever you would like me to come and chat with you privately or publicly, please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hotep Senu Hena Senut I Tiren Ishaka Nugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream, I don't hear the phone. I think something wrong with the sound. I'm gonna check it anyway. So the title of this live stream is Evidence for Jesus Christ. Where are the texts? I think it doesn't work. Under. Let's see, let's check. Well, actually on the YouTube app, the sound is okay. I'm supposed to hear, hold on. Okay, give me one moment. I'm supposed to hear my voice on the mic, but I mean on my ear set, but give me one moment. I do hear my voice. One, two, microphone check. One, two, microphone check. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Now let me check. Sorry, let me share. Thing to get on the panel. Don't be surprised if we don't have many people telling us about the text, but we may as well ask. So let me get the fair use disclaimer out of the way. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. You do have the link to the video Kemet and Ma'at, which has over 400,000 views. You also have a video called Fake Advocates. And you do have the link to get on the panel. So what are the texts? Andrea Burnett is in a place to be. How you doing, sister? What are the texts dealing with Jesus Christ? How old are they? Where are they? If you know believers in these tales, well, ask them. Feel free to ask them to join us. You remember, Sister Noble came in the chat and said there's plenty of evidence for Jesus. And when I asked her, what is the evidence? What are the texts? She disappeared. So maybe other people have said the same thing, that there's plenty of evidence. Well, I'm just asking, what are the texts? Now, it's clear that there is not a single record or text that mentions Jesus during his lifetime. Same thing with Moses. But when it comes to Jesus Christ, what are the texts? Can somebody please let us know? I'm curious. Many times they give names of people who wrote about Jesus. Now, one of the names that is mentioned the most is Flavius Josephus, even though one of his main texts, if I'm not mistaken, describing Jesus as a Christ or a Savior, is considered to be a forgery. Now, hold on one moment. Forgery. Yes, Testimonium Flavianum. And in his book, Did Jesus Exist? Bart D. Ehrman talked about this. As a matter of fact, I'm sharing the link if somebody's interested. You have the quotation, and you know what? I may as well show it. So here it is. You have the link in the chat. And now I don't have the page number because it was from the PDF. Sometimes some ebooks, some PDF books, you don't have the page number. So Bart D. Ehrman, PhD, in his book Did Jesus Exist? Wrote this passage is known as scholars as the Testimonium Flavianum, that is the testimony given by Flavius Josephus to the life of Jesus. It is the longest reference to Jesus that we have considered so far, and it is by far the most important. In the best manuscripts of Josephus, it reads as follows. At this time there appeared Jesus, a wise man, if indeed one should call him a man, for he was a doer of startling deeds, a teacher of people who received the truth with pleasure. And he gained a following both among many Jews and among many of Greek origin. He was the Messiah. And when Pilate, because of an accusation made by the leading men among us, condemned him to the cross, those who had loved him previously did not cease to do so. For he appeared to them on the third day, living again, just as the divine prophets had spoken of these and countless other wondrous things about him. And up until this very day, the tribe of Christians named after him has not died out. And then it says Antiquities 18.3.3. And here Dr. Bart Ehrman, PhD, wrote, the problems with this passage should be obvious to anyone with even a casual knowledge of Josephus. We know a good deal about him, both from the autobiography that he produced and from other self-references in his writings. He was thoroughly and ineluctably Jewish, and certainly never converted to be a follower of Jesus. But this passage contains comments that only a Christian will make, that Jesus was more than a man, that he was the Messiah, and that he arose from the dead in fulfillment of the scriptures. In the judgment of most scholars, there is simply no way Josephus the Jew would or could have written such things. So, how did these comments get into his writings? It needs to be remembered that Josephus, by his own admission, was something of a turncoat in the war with Rome. This is how most Jews throughout history have remembered him. Among his own people, he was not a beloved author read through the ages. In fact, his writings were transmitted in the Middle Ages not by Jews but by Christians. This shows how we can explain the extraordinary Christian claims about Jesus in this passage. When Christian scribes copied the text, they added a few words here and there to make sure that the reader would get the point. This is that Jesus, the superhuman Messiah raised from the dead, as the scriptures predicted. The big question is whether a Christian scribe or scribes simply added a few choice Christian additions to the passage, or whether the entire thing was produced by a Christian and inserted in an appropriate place in Josephus's Antiquities. The majority of scholars of early Judaism and experts, snap, and experts on Josephus think that it was the former, that one or more Christian scribes touched up the passage a bit. So they do have that term, that name, Testimonium Flavianum. So it is considered a forgery. So that's one of the most cited passage regarding Jesus Christ, mainly because it is considered to be one of the earliest. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Flavius Josephus was born in the year 37 AD. So he was born after the death of Jesus Christ, if we consider that he died at 33. So 33 CE of the Common Era, or AD as some people may say. So does anybody know about the writing attributed to Josephus? We surely don't have the originals. But how old are the oldest copies? See, I have that book about Manetho. So he talks about copies. I haven't read it yet. I have many to go through. I'm talking about books. But before, I will probably go through the living wisdom of ancient Egypt. Then I'll probably finish the book about Ma'at by John Assman. Then I will probably finish that book by Lance Shabazz. Then I may go through that book by Paul Guthrie, the author of Get on Board the Wheel. Then I may read this one by Bernadette Menu. Then I may read Egypt in the Time of Moses by Claude van der Sleyen. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. Then I may get to read Text, Artifact, and Image Revealing Ancient Israelite Religion, edited by Gary M. Beckman and Theodore J. Lewis. If I'm not mistaken, Theodore J. Lewis is one of the guys who translated this text, talking about the Canaanite god who got so drunk that he urinated on himself, or he fell in his own urine. I think that's the name of one of the author. But those are just a few. There are many others. I already have the Maxims of Ptahhotep. You have the English version, and the French speakers are luckier because we do have the transliteration. But you know, being manly, he came up with the oldest book in the world. So I understand it deals mainly with the maxims of Ptahhotep. So I may get to go through that one as well. And then there's all the others that I have just on my desk, you know. The PhD who wrote about Fard Muhammad, John Andrew Morrow. There's that book by Pascal Vernus, Wisdom of Pharaonic Egypt. Now it's in French, but you know, I just translated the title. And you know that I've already went through the Egyptian letters. Now he's not a PhD in Egyptology. He's a PhD in what's the field again? Physics or something like that. Well, actually, he's a doctor in chemistry. He's a doctor in chemistry, but he's very knowledgeable with the Medu Neter, you know. So I have cited the, you know, there's 4 volumes. You know, I've cited a fair bit. Yes, many of you remember Pum Pum Smashwalk were claiming that the Hyksos are fake and they made that up. And I talked about the book by this author, Smashwalk, where, you know, many people, they like to guess, you know. Many people like to guess. Donnie Williams is in the place to be. So those are just a few, you know, there's others. So those I have basically 3 ties just on my desk. And then of course there's plenty of PDFs. Is that one in my bag? So what's up with you people? Any other topic, feel free. And you know, if there's no participation, I will not, you know, let this go for long. You know, went live earlier. It was a French live stream. You know, we're dealing with the color of the ancient Egyptians, and you know, as usual, they be running. You know, but it's all good. It is what it is. So feel free to tell me what's on your mind. Have you ever heard about any texts about evidence for Jesus Christ? And if you have heard about those texts, and what are the texts? How old are they, and where are they located? Once again, many times they give names of authors, but when it comes to the actual text, where they at? Andrea is greeting everybody. It's warmer than a mofo today. I don't know if the fan is loud. I'm gonna check. Hold on. Well, it seems like, you know, the microphone, you know, is doing a good job. It doesn't seem like we hear the sound of the fan, but the fan is just, you know, well, now you probably hear it a little bit. But yeah, it is just really nearby because dang, Andrea Burnett wrote, I can't hear it. Yes. So, any of you who know, followers, believers in this tale, the story of Jesus Christ, because, you know, lately, and Garfield already talked about this many times, the historical Jesus Christ. I mean, you know. So there's a non-historical Jesus Christ and there's a historical Jesus Christ. But, you know, we know where we get the story from, you know, from the book that we call the Bible. So we'll see. But lately, we have all noticed that none of this billion of followers of these tales haven't been able to tell us about records mentioning Jesus during his lifetime or Moses during his lifetime. They have not been able to tell us the date of the Exodus. They have not been able to tell us the name of the Pharaoh of the Exodus. They have not been able to tell us about any text dealing with the Exodus as told in the Bible. So no records mentioning Moses during his lifetime. No record talking about the Exodus as it happened. And we don't even know the name of the Pharaoh of the Exodus. So we don't even know the date. What do we know really? Historically. So we fast forward, somehow, some way, 1500 years, 1500 years, and we're dealing with Jesus Christ. They haven't been able to produce a single document that mentions him during his lifetime. Fine. Okay, what are the texts mentioning him? Where are they? How old are they? Those are no crazy questions, are they? And it's okay if they're not available now. They can leave comments. But you notice how people have been running. Elder Yara tried with Moses. We had a great conversation, but he was not able to show us the name Moses. Sister Noble came through, said there's plenty of evidence for Jesus. Here it is. We're dealing with the evidence for Jesus Christ. Where are they? A lot of people are used to making claims, but they cannot back it up. It's not my claims, it's their claims. Where are they? It's amazing. Name, dates, and places. We have names, we have locations, we don't have dates. Now we have names for people mentioned centuries after the fact. Centuries after the fact. During the time period of these events, nobody wrote about those events. And nobody. And with Jesus Christ, we are told that he went up in the sky in front of thousands of people, in front of a crowd. And we are told that when he died, the earth shook, that there was what some people may call an eclipse, that some saints went out of their graves and walked in front of people. I think it even says that they talked to people, they spoke to people. So Jesus Christ dies, the earth shook, there was obscurity, saints went out of their graves and walked in and people saw that. They were not invisible, were they? And nobody thought to write, well, you know what, today the earth shook. You know what, today no light for a while, obscurity for a while. Saints went out of their graves and they walked. Isn't that strange? Because there were many people alive during this time period. Same thing with the Exodus story. But a lot of people, when you talk about the Exodus story, they think that during this lifetime, the lifetime of Moses, even though they cannot give us a date, Daniel Williams wrote strange, even though they cannot give us a date, it will be somewhere around 1500 BC. Some would say between 1500 BC and 1200 BC. There were many writings. Some people think that during this time period, nothing was written. So indeed, I find it strange. But then again, that's the Exodus. That's the story about Moses. Let's deal with Jesus Christ. All the scholars, all the enthusiasts, all the specialists, all the experts, they go live nearly every week. They are bodied. They do debates, they do lectures, they teach, they make a living teaching these tales. What are the records? Where are the records? Haven't you noticed, ladies and gentlemen, that when we ask for records regarding those tales, those theological stories, what do we see? We don't see nothing. Elder Yara tried. He tried. He could not show us Moses. So, a lot of people would say, you know, you have to believe. It's about faith. You have the right to believe in everything you want, but if we deal with these stories from a historical perspective, then we need records. Christians, I heard there's about 1 billion to 2 billion Christians / Catholic worldwide. What's going on? Statue of Liberty, New York. Eiffel Tower, Paris. Text about Jesus, you cannot tell me. Eiffel Tower is more important than Jesus Christ. The Statue of Liberty is more important than Jesus Christ. So it's okay if you don't know about those texts. Feel free to ask the scholars that you cite and quote all day, every day. You can send them an email, text message for those who have their phone number, or WhatsApp. And lately, we know that ChatGTP is used a lot. Feel free, ChatGTP, Wikipedia, Britannica, any online resource. Just asking for records. We're just asking for text. What's up? But many of those discussions it seems like it was mainly faith based. You just have to believe and you'll be all good, you'll be all right. History is not about belief. So what do we do from now? This will probably be the last live stream when I'm asking for text about these theological tales. Because as we have seen, they don't produce anything. They don't show anything. They don't share anything. Maybe back then, it was not well received to ask about text. Maybe people will end up jailed, if not worse. But it's a different day and age now, different time. We have the right to discuss and dialogue. Christians, Hebrew Israelites, followers of the Bible, believers in those tales. Now, I heard there's about like what, close to 2 billion Muslims. So basically we're dealing with 4 billion people. At least. Because some people are not Christians and not Muslim and they still believe in those tales. They still believe in Jesus Christ. So 4 billion people and 0 documents. Zero record. Strange, isn't it? Well, it's been half an hour. I ain't gonna wait an hour. But whenever I'm live streaming, because many people would say I was gonna show up, I was gonna put up, but my internet connection started playing up. Okay, next time I'm live, feel free. But it's not a good look so far. It's not a good look so far, is it? 0 documents, 0 record, 0 date. I'm a bit disappointed, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. So stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to by the Netcheru, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I said facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do it to do a Netcheru Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody is interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neture class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at Forever.